We are talking about verbs and we have done transitive verb which needs an object. Now we are going to do the second part, second kind of verb, that is intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. And that's what we are going to do now. Okay? What is an intransitive verb? A verb which does not require an object to complete its sense, but makes good sense by itself. And this is called an intransitive verb. A verb which does not, a verb which does not require, a verb which does not require an object to complete its sense, but makes good sense by itself. Is called an intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Let's look at some of the sentences here. The man died. The man died. The girl smiled. Another sentence. The sun shines. The sun shines. Trusa sleeps. And he writes. He writes. He writes neatly. Mohan is clever. Now, what we say, we said a transitive verb does not require an object to complete its sense, but by itself it makes good sense. That's an intransitive verb. An intransitive verb does not require an object to complete its sense, but it makes good sense by itself, and that is called a intransitive verb. Look at this sentence here. It does not need an object. The man died. Teacher wrote. Girl smiled. Sun shines. She sleeps. Can sleep on the bed or floor anyway. He writes neatly. Whatever he writes. Mohan is clever. So, in an intransitive verb, it does not require an object to complete sense. By itself, it makes good sense. Yes, the man died. He died on the road, in the house, on the chair, in the class, we don't know. No need. But by itself, it makes sense. It's a complete sentence. The man died. The girl smiled. Or the baby cried. The sun shines. The sun shines. Trissa sleeps. Yeah, Trissa sleeps. Sleeping in the house or class or anyway. He writes neatly. He writes neatly. He scribbles or he writes badly. Makes sense by itself. The Mohan is clever. Peter is clever or Peter is not clever. So, in this intransitive verb, all we need to remember is the sentence makes sense by itself without having an object to complete the sentence. Okay? All you need to remember, intransitive verb does not need an object. Okay. Now, I'll give you a few more sentences for you to look at it. Now, look at this sentence here. The girl runs very fast. Okay? The girl runs very fast. Okay. We have the boy eats. The boy eats slowly. An airplane flies. An airplane flies. She speaks well. She speaks well. Okay. He writes very fast. He writes. Very fast. Now, look at these sentences here. What do we have here? These are all intransitive. The girl runs very fast. The boy eats, airplane flies, he speaks, he writes. Now, remember, it does not, all these intransitive verbs make sense by itself. What is it? The girl runs very fast. Airplane flies, he speaks well, he writes very fast. The boy eats slowly. All these makes a complete sense. And therefore, we call it an intransitive verb. In the intransitive verb, we do not need an object. Now, that's what we need to remember. The man died, the girl smiled. Here, the airplane flies, he speaks well. In the intransitive verb, by itself, it makes sense. It does not need an object. Only we need to remember. Intransitive verb does not need an object. By itself, it makes some sense. We'll do some more sentences for us to understand intransitive verb better. We'll do a small exercise for us to understand intransitive verb better. She studies. Baby cries. He climbs. He climbs. She swims. The cloud floats. Cloud floats. The rain falls. Rani dances. The wind blows. Wind blows. He writes. Baby eats. Now, look at all these sentences. The intransitive sentences. Okay, here we do not require an object to complete the sentence here. She studies. Baby cries. He climbs. She swims. The cloud floats. The rain falls. Rani dances. Wind blows. He writes neatly. Baby eats. Each of this is a intransitive verb, and in intransitive verb we do not need an object to complete the sense. It by itself it's complete. The she cried or she studies. Baby cries. He climbs. She swims. The cloud floats. The rain falls. Rani dances. The wind blows. He writes neatly. Baby eats. In these sentences, these intransitive sentences, to complete it, we do not need an object. So, these are all what we call an intransitive verb. When you look at an intransitive verb, you must say, oh, the subject, the verb cries, completes. It makes sense by itself. The cloud flows, the sun shines, baby cries, baby eats. It completes by itself. It makes a sense by itself. She studies. The cloud floats, rain falls. It makes a complete sense by itself. So we call this an intransitive verb.